I want to thank, we are here to cut a ribbon, to celebrate the opening of these new classrooms. And it is just such an exciting moment. We wouldn't be here without the federal dollars that Senator Warren was able to bring back, working with Senator Markey. I think we have Catherine Morphle here. Catherine, thank you for being here, as well as Representative Moulton. We have Tom Arsenault representing Senator Moulton's office. Thank you. I want to thank the LPS team led by the Superintendent, the school committee, and then all of the early education team. So much work to create these spaces, so thank you so much. I'd also like to thank our inspectional services team and the folks that did this work and put up these walls and made this space really look so beautiful. So thank you to the ISD. Our CFO's office who helped organize the money along with LPS, and the council who helped make some of these appropriations, as well as the school committee, and then in my office for all their help. We have such a need for early education here in the city of Lynn. And I know all of you know that. Thank you.
Start early.
We unfortunately only have 1 in 4 3- and 4-year-olds enrolled in a formal program, 25%. Statewide, that number is 60%. That is just an unacceptable gap that we know has implications throughout our district. And we have made it a huge priority to close that gap, to get our students the learning that they need and deserve. And it's an incredible investment. We're talking about federal dollars. You know, there's that sort of famous Boston Public School study that had the natural lottery in the 90s when they switched to a lottery. And following those kids through from the 90s to when they became adults, being in pre-K, the same characteristics of students added 6 percentage points to the high school graduation rate. And all kinds of credits in these educational gains, but there's also health gains for people's health the rest of their lives. There's economic gains, there's social benefits. The studies say that you earn, for every dollar you spend on pre-K, the government either saves or gets back anywhere from $2 to $16. It's that kind of return on investment. So that's a big reason why we're doing this. We have this beautiful new center here, which looks awesome. We have an opportunity to make this whole building into pre-K classrooms as we complete some of these moves that we're working on. And we're doing that around the district. We added almost 100 seats last year. We're going to add another 100 this current year, working together to sort of fight for these spaces and develop them and make them come alive the way they look here today. And we also are doing it with our partners. The goal of getting students early education doesn't happen without our partners. I know we have representatives from LEO here, Lynn Economic Opportunity, from the Greg House, from the YMCA, and it is an all-hands approach to be able to create these opportunities for real, and we are honored to work with those partners and appreciate that. And you know, because it's federal dollars, I can't help but think about the idea that in the federal government, you hear these conversations about family values, and I think a value is something that you stand up for even when it's hard. Lynn Public Schools has family values.
Yes.
We support and welcome families even though it's hard, because it's the right thing to do, and the folks in this room and the folks in this district are proud to do it, and I'm proud to do it with them. Thank you for that. I also want to share that we know what the return on investment is. It's also something that's really important to me. Personally, my mother was an early education teacher for over 30 years. I also have 2 little boys who are 4 and 1, and so I feel the value of these spaces, the early education, deeply. And you know, I watch in this room today, and you know, we've been having school committee meetings here for the last 10 years, and before that. And I think one of the fascinating things about being in a city like Lynn, being in cities, is you see how spaces are reinvented. And this building has been, as many of you know, a union hall with a disco bar, an elementary school, administrative offices, and those are all really important uses. Mostly really important uses. Yeah, not all that. Mostly really important uses. And I am so thrilled that we now can call it a pre-K.
Oh.
Yes. I'm going to turn over to our leader and superintendent here, Dr. Alvarez.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Mayor. I am so excited and delighted to not only have you here today as guests, but to share the space, to welcome Senator Elizabeth Warren and her support and all of her staff. What I see when I see students that are in pre-K, I see graduates, right? One of the earliest indicators of success, as the mayor pointed out, but we know is early literacy, early numeracy, and in our case specifically as a community, to ensure that our students have language acquisition and that they learn English developmentally as soon as possible, so that they don't experience the gaps in success that we're trying to then catch up at the elementary, middle, and high school. And so I would just want to share with you that I was here earlier in the week. I was sitting right over there in that corner, and I had 4 or 5 pre-K students making me lunch. And I was watching a baby. They gave me the baby like 3 times, and they put it back to sleep, and then they gave it to me again. And he kept waking up, and then they made me eat eggs and pizza and sushi. It was an incredible lunch, and then they told me I was free to go. So I went back upstairs. But you know, this space, while it's happening, I wish you could take a peek in here to see the engagement, the learning, how each of the students is in their structured environment, really developmentally increasing what they need. And that's what we are all about at Lynn Public Schools, is making sure that every student receives what they need. It's not a one-size-fits-all. So I want to thank everyone that's here, all our community partners, the Lynn Teachers Union, our 1730s, everyone who has supported us, all of our unions, LSAA, with adding our additional teachers, with making sure that we have an administrative oversight here as well, because we'll be moving, right? And I will miss hearing them scream outside in the back. It's been really exciting. You can open the window and they have the longest screams you've ever heard. Like, give me the ball. But it's a lot of fun. And so I certainly will miss that when we move to Eastern Bank. But the expansion of this building into a second level for the early childhood center at Bennett Street will be extremely important and influential in the lives of all the students that come. So with that, I would introduce Senator Elizabeth Warren to share all her remarks and thank you, knowledge with us.
Thank you so much. My part's easy. I'm here to celebrate $1.6 million for the money like that, you can stop right there. I really am here to celebrate. I'm here to celebrate a $1.6 million investment in this building and in these teachers and ultimately in these children. More than anything else though, I am here to celebrate partnership. Some of you know that my first work was as a special education teacher, and I had the 4 to 6 year olds. And it feels so good to be back in a classroom, a place of such growth and such promise for the future. What kind of a nation tries to build a future without investing in its children? I'll tell you what kind of a nation that fails. We want to have a strong America, then we need to invest in every child in this country. We need to do it. I am here to celebrate the partnership with Mayor Nicholson has just been fantastic. As soon as he heard that there was something now called congressionally directed spending, formerly known as earmarks, that would be available. I want to say, I want everybody in Lynn to know this on your behalf. I'm just like, where is it and how much of it can I get? And where can I use it? And here's the part about it. The money that we're talking about today is competitive money. It didn't just automatically come because you showed you had little people. You actually had to say, we have a plan, here's what we're doing, here's how we want to use the money, and here's what's going to happen because of this money. And that's the case that the mayor, with help from the superintendent, made. And they put me in a position, and the rest of our congressional delegation, to go to our colleagues in the Senate on our side and say, this is one of the key things we want to fund, and here are the reasons why. Because this is about our teachers, it's about our parents, it's about all of our support staff, it's about making sure that those who are doing this work are paid a fair wage commensurate with the responsibilities and training they take on. The federal government can't do the work that is done in this room. We can't. I can't do the work that's done here. But what we can do is be a good partner for the people who are taking the lead. We can be a good partner for the mayor and for the superintendent. We can be a good partner for all of the teachers and all of the staff that make this happen. We can be a good partner for the parents who care about their children. And most of all, we can be a good partner to the children who will have more opportunities because of all the people here in Lynn who are investing in this center. And now, it is time to go cut a ribbon. Let's do it.